Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put it down. Don't throw that rock at me. Well, just bear with me. I know you want to literally probably throw me onto a railroad track at this particular point with all these Brandon Aiyuk updates. I understand, but please bear with me. I think we are inching closer and closer. I'm not presenting this as an update. I'm presenting this as this is kind of where we currently stand because we got a pretty vague report from Ian Rapoport earlier today that essentially said the 49ers and Steelers have agreed on the framework for a trade. This is a big news because that hasn't existed in this situation up until this point. But Ian also said the 49ers have submitted a contract to Brandon Aiyuk, effectively kind of pushing the ball back into BA's court. That was kind of said earlier today. Well, we have a slight little change in how it's being discussed. I'll let you hear directly from Ian Rapoport and Mike Garafolo, and then we can react to it on the other side. I'm going to get out the way. Please, please don't kill me for bringing you another Brandon Aiyuk video.
Well, here's where it stands after talking to several sources informed of this situation. The 49ers and the Steelers do, in fact, have a deal to trade Brandon Aiyuk from the 49ers to the Steelers. And in any other situation, literally, that would be major news, except for this situation. There are many other parts of this. By the way, I should also mention the Steelers are also in a very good place for the Brandon Aiyuk contract extension if he got traded to the Steelers. And again, that deal is in place. It just takes the 49ers to say, yes, we are doing it, which they have not done. I want to repeat, the 49ers have not done yet. They have been waiting because they are also dual paths, same player, dual paths. They're also trying to get a long-term extension done with Brandon Aiyuk. They have made a big-time offer to him. It is not something he has accepted. It is not good enough. So that is where it stands with the deal for the Steelers over here, the deal for Brandon Aiyuk staying with the 49ers over here, and the 49ers, Aiyuk, and the Steelers all right around here, unsure of where they're going to go. That's it.
You can just make the final adjustment and get this thing done and stay with the Niners. We'll see. This situation has been uncomfortable. It's been contentious. It's still a little bit of both of those as we sit here right now, at least between Brandon Aiyuk and the 49ers. I'm going to try to inject a little bit of optimism here because you talked about that Instagram post the other night, Tom, where Aiyuk said that there are two options. Let's just pick one, right? I dug into that a little bit, and what I've been told is that Brandon Aiyuk would prefer to stay with the 49ers and has always preferred to stay with the 49ers, all things being equal. Now, they haven't been equal, but they did make that offer. In fact, both sides sent proposals within the last, couple days, week or so. And the 49ers number has gotten better than what it was previously. And they have, from my understanding, they have agreed on a lot of the main points of the deal. Their offers are in line, but it sounds like there's just one more thing that needs to be ironed out. And if that thing gets ironed out, Brandon Aiyuk signs the deal. He stays with the 49ers. He drops the trade request. And finally, we can put this situation behind him, and the Niners can put it behind him. Look, they did the fourth quarter comeback with Deebo Samuel before when he had the trade request. This would be like Montana to John Taylor, that kind of last-second type comeback. But it can happen. It has happened before. Thank you. Trying to keep the theme going. Look, as we've talked about leverage. The ball's in whose court? As far as Aiyuk is concerned, it sounds like the ball's in the 49ers' court, and he's hoping that they can just make the final adjustment and get this thing done and stay with the Niners. We'll see.
Are we okay? Are we good? Can we talk about this a little bit? I get it. We're all fatigued. We're all over it. We just want that notification to hit. But I do think there are some important things here with kind of what they've discussed. They are in the same category as all of us in regards to just like, when is this going to end? This is crazy. This is a situation that we have never come across, and especially those guys who were just talking on that video. Ian Rapoport, Mike Garafolo, Tom Pelissero, the guys who do this for a living. This is unprecedented territory. So, but as you can hear, It does feel like, especially Mike Garafolo's part at the end of it, to me, that is the most important part, is that they're very close. Very close. Meaning, I believe if the 49ers wanted to trade Brandon Aiyuk to the Pittsburgh Steelers, he would have been traded already. That would be done. That would have happened. But Brandon Aiyuk preferred destination has and always has been the San Francisco 49ers. That is something I've said for the entirety of this situation. Everything he has done has been from a leverage perspective. He's leveraging what he can in order to get the 49ers to make moves. That doesn't change the fact that he wants to be here. I think I said this when the Pats deal fell through, the Cleveland Browns deal fell through. I mean, the Pats would have made him top 3 paid. And when he said no, to me, that was solidifying how I felt of, okay, BA really doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to be with the 49ers. So I know a lot of people are tired of this situation. Some people have just moved off of BA. But I think what it's been reported and what I believe to be true is BA wants to be here. He just wants to be here at market value. And that seems to be kind of where this last situation is hinging on. So the 49ers have presented him deals. Sounds like he's talking back. That is a positive sign for this situation. And again, reiterating the point that if the 49ers wanted to trade Brandon Aiyuk, they would have done it already. So the fact that we have no report, like no trade, like I believe Ian, I believe him saying that the framework for a trade has been completed, right? We've talked about this. We talked about this on live. We have never heard a report coming out about a trade in principle, and we've now had that happen 2 times with 3 teams during this Brandon Aiyuk saga. Never happened before. You never hear trades in principle being reported on. It's just unheard of. So all of like today, another example of just an unheard. This was the first time that the trade though was accepted by both teams and by the player, yet not finalized, but reported on. That's never happened before. That's never happened before. And the reason why it's never happened before is because I believe it's really that close. I believe this is between the 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk. Yes, the 49ers exhausted every single option to trade Brandon Aiyuk, and the option that they landed on was, damn, we need Brandon Aiyuk. And Brandon Aiyuk, according to these reports, is saying he doesn't want to go anywhere. This is where he's always wanted to be, just at market rate. So, what it sounds like is where the 49ers are currently at with this situation is Brandon Aiyuk is just waiting for the 49ers to get a deal that presents him with market value. That's the assumption. That's kind of where we're thinking this is at right now. So again, I know you're tired of all of this and just back and forth, and I can't wait until we understand what is happening one way or the other. But I do believe still, and I've stated many times that I think the 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk need each other because the 49ers are not better without Brandon Aiyuk. And just like Brandon Aiyuk has told us, he doesn't want to go to New England. He wants to play for a winning franchise. So the 49ers have that. The 49ers have the stability. They have the quarterback. They have the team, the roster, all of it. So we just need to I feel like we're like this. If a handshake is getting a deal done, it feels like it's like who's going to cross the line and cinch it. That's where I feel like we're at. I feels like it's like they're like I don't want to. Okay, fine, deal. That's where it feels like we're at. It feels like we're at that point where they've walked up to the line that's been drawn. They're staring at each other and they're like, who's going to take the step over? Is it me or is it you? I know a lot of people, there might be mutiny in the chat underneath the comments of this video. You guys might be eviscerating me right now, telling me how you can't stand to hear another update, or I can't believe you're still talking about this. I get it. I get it. I get you guys. I understand where you're coming from, but again, just like we talked about earlier today, it feels like we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's where we're currently stand, and that's what it sounds like. We just heard from Garofalo and from Ian Rapoport is we are that far away from knowing one way or the other what's going to happen, but it sounds like it's tilting towards 49ers, Brandon Aiyuk, reconciliation, deal done. You tell me if you're hearing it the same way, if you're reading it the same way. Um, I'll leave some tomatoes in the comments so you guys can throw them at me. Uh, you know, via digitally throw tomatoes at me. So if you want to throw tomatoes at me for talking about this again, just comment underneath my tomato emojis, a tomato. So that, or like a hand tomato action. So I know you're throwing a tomato at me. Giving you the opportunity, digitally throw tomatoes at me in the comments below. I apologize for yet another Brandon Aiyuk video.